The real problem with For Honor is not balancing, it is not the servers, it is the community itself. I have dropped this game so many times just because of other players in the community doing just outrageous things like hate mail and other things like that. Like, I just had a game just before recording this audio that this person was mad at me from the previous game. Why, I don't know. And I got paired up with him again in Brawls, and he must have messaged the enemy team or something and told them to just straight up gank me as soon as the round starts and not even fight him, really. They did fight him, but it was just stupid 1v1s and all that. They literally just sat there and ganked me until I died. I will show you right here. The warlord on my team must have messaged the enemy team during the loading screen to tell them to straight up just run for me and gank me with like no mercy or anything like that, which I'm not complaining about. I'm complaining about the fact that he actually messaged them and started taunting on my body once they actually killed me, and when they were done killing me, they just did stupid emotes with each other and then started fighting. Now, I want you to watch this next little fight and tell me exactly what you see wrong that I do in this next fight against the Lawbringer. Now, some of you in this For Honor community are going to say that I've done nothing wrong, and others are going to say that I am scum of this community in the game. Now let's go through this fight again, but with a voiceover. So here I take advantage of the fact that he's doing emote, and I could have very well thrown him off the cliff if I wanted to. Now me defending myself, countering his guard break, does that somehow make me the bad guy? Now look at this next part. I just wait. I don't interfere into the fight, but I guard break him because I don't want him to execute my teammates, because I want to help my teammates. Now I could have thrown him against the wall or maybe thrown him off the cliff or something, but I didn't because I didn't want to really be super mean like that. Now in this clip, I'm fighting him. I tried to take advantage of the fact that he's doing an emote again, and I admit he got some pretty good combos in here. He almost got me, but I ended up using revenge on him, and somehow that makes me a very bad person, and it makes me ruin the fun of the game, even though, like I've said earlier, there was many times where I've been able to completely ruin these guys' fight, but I didn't. But since I pressed triangle, it made me a bad person. Now he ended up killing me and started taunting and being an idiot like that, but that doesn't really make him a good person, right? He beat me in a video game and he's basically doing the equivalent of teabagging me, right? And I thought that we frowned upon things like that, but when I actually use mechanics of the game properly, I'm somehow the bad guy. Now this next part, as you can see, the Lawbringer is literally like breathing down my neck, ready to attack at any moment. And he could very easily take me out with a single heavy if he actually lands it. And as you can see there, he actually did try to do a heavy at me after I killed the other Conqueror. Now, is that not shameful in any way? Is that not, like, frowned upon in any way? Because I don't see me saying wow, 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 or my teammates saying wow, wow, wow. It doesn't make sense to me how they do stuff like that and they think it's justified just because I use the mechanic in the game. And it makes no sense, because like I'm not mad at him for throwing out that heavy. I think it's like it makes sense. I probably would have done the same thing, like you saw me guard break the other Conqueror earlier. Like, it's not a foreign concept to me and it's not taboo. I feel like that's how you should actually play the game. Now right there, I don't know if you could tell through that entire clip, but I kept backstepping away from the cliff because I didn't want him to get more salty, because I know how toxic this community can be, and I didn't want to deal with more hate mail, but he kept running over there, so I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna throw you off because you're annoying me. Victory! Now I decided to eventually leave this match. I didn't want to rematch him again, and I was hoping that I would eventually like be paired with someone else, even though I know I would get them again because I know how the shitty matchmaking works in this game. So I just decided to leave. I didn't want to deal with it, even though I knew I was gonna get matched up with him, and I did. Now in this fight, I do eventually get revenge mode, and I do use it on him because, you know, it's a mechanic of the game. And he gets revenge too, and Conqueror has, his revenge goes down a lot slower than most characters. So he did get me down, and he finished me off with a heavy, and he started taunting and being an idiot. And like, going back to the teabag thing, is that really acceptable? Now the Warden in this next clip is another great example of the toxicity in the For Honor community. Now, this is an older clip than the one shown previous, but it's still a good example. Now, you see, he loses fair and square and proceeds to spam sorry, sorry, sorry in the chat, like he's gonna do something toxic towards us to try to make us pissed off because he lost in a video game. Now usually after every fight I run up to my teammate to see how he's doing, and then I see the little message saying that he rage quit. So I go over to taunt his body, because rage quitting is frowned upon in any game, and I think does deserve to be taunted and teabagged and stuff like that.
Victory!
Now what confuses me about this Warden player is, like, since the way he played, it was very easy to win the fight. I'm just gonna say that. I'm not saying he's a bad player. It's just he never did any mix-ups or anything like that. He could be rusty like me or something like that. But I don't want to call him bad, because I'm pretty bad at the game too. But just when you play like that and then rage quit, it's just, it doesn't make any sense to me why you would rage quit because of something you've done. Now what annoys me about what happened with this raider, he's actually really good at the game, but since his teammate left the match, it puts him at a disadvantage. Like, he completely wrecks me here. He uses the advantage, like the advantage of the terrain very well, and he tries to keep me in the fire as long as he can, which he could have done longer if he had stamina, but he ran out of stamina. And if the Warden was still on his team, he would have at least either killed or weakened the Gladiator enough for him to take him on by himself. To further prove my point about the toxicity of this game, I went into Deathmatch, which was the community's most favorite game mode at the game's launch, but I'll show you why me in particular don't play it that much anymore, and why nobody else plays it too. So at this time, the other conqueror ran away, and I see this big hairy dude with a giant sword in front of me, so I start fighting him. And in the chat, the enemy team is spamming wow 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 as if I've done something that is illegal, and I just throw them off because it just makes it easier for me since I am the last person alive on my team. Pretty much at this moment I knew the game was gonna get 10 times worse. I was so frustrated through this game, and I literally, like, oh my god, I can't even describe how frustrated I was at this moment. And I like how even after the other conqueror healed from the little pickup, they spam wow 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 after I pop my revenge. And now I can obviously tell that this guy is a low level, but still, to be doing this to some random guy online, it's annoying. And I understand, like, go easy on noobs kind of thing, but at the same time, it's a competitive fighting game. Why should I go easy on a noob? They gotta learn somehow. So after I actually finally kill the annoying conqueror, it tells me that there's not enough time left, and then yeah, I just get kicked in the face and die. Now it's the next round, and it's the same conqueror that was being annoying the previous round, and he immediately runs away back to the healing pickup, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, in a previous patch, Ubisoft released an update where in elimination, as soon as you spawn, the pickups don't spawn as soon as you spawn. I don't remember the specific time that they need to be picked up, but when your character speed is too slow to keep up with the same character, that they can still like still get the pickup when it's in the middle of the map and they start on the outskirts of the map, that's just, it's annoying. So shortly after fighting this really annoying conqueror, I get revenge mode, and shaman attacks me, so I kind of retaliate, and then the noob just ends up killing me anyways. So the shinobi ended up reviving me, so I immediately go run over to the action, and I see Highlander just sitting there watching my teammate basically get destroyed by the Centurion. So I run in to help him, and he ends up getting ledged. Victory! And as you can see, the enemy team is spamming wow wow wow, so I do the same thing in order to taunt them, because I'm just so goddamn annoyed by this game at this point. And then you got the shaman just running away from me for absolutely no reason, just to fight in the middle. And then the Centurion comes over and starts hitting me, which is normal because it's, you know, a 4v4. You're supposed to do that. And then I quickly take out the shaman there. The Centurion takes advantage of his feats like he should. And I'm left here to fight a Centurion that has revenge, and I'm all alone. And then my teammates proceed to watch him execute me, do nothing about it, let them almost revive, and just proceed to do this. Like, I don't even have any words for this other than just being stupid. This guy is literally watching his teammate get his ass kicked, and he is doing nothing about it. He's just sitting there, watching his teammate. Like, I don't understand what's wrong with this goddamn community. So after throwing away the Centurion, because he had revenge, he tries to revive his teammates, and apparently, according to the enemy team, as you can see now in the quick chat, that is a very big no-no, even though he already activated revenge. I end up dying from the same Centurion the next round, just to wait and see this. Now, it kind of annoyed me that he ran away to begin with, but at least he's gonna revive me, so whatever. I proceed to help my teammate after he revives me, because, you know, it's a competitive video game and you're supposed to help your teammates. Later, I see a wild Highlander in his natural habitat, and he's running. He ran. A lot. Like, a lot. I finally see some action and decide to, you know, just whatever. I don't want to deal with the Highlander. So I go and try to fight the Centurion, and Shinobi's helping me like he should. And then when it seems like I need Shinobi the most, he seems to, like, either disappear or just, like, I don't know. I see him right there, but I don't think that was the same Shinobi, mainly because he just suddenly became dumb. And as you can see, the same Shinobi literally ran past my screen, watching me almost die. trying to hold on to my life as much as I can while I fight this injured. Oh, I'm dead. And the same thing happens to them after. You may call me a cancer to this game, you may call me scum, but honestly, at least I win. At least I get to see this. But is it really worth it? Yeah, you see what loot I got? Me neither, because I didn't even bother to look. Goodbye. With all that said, the customization in this game is amazing. You can do crazy stuff with your character. You can have these giant fat boys that walk around looking like an idiot, that have brutal as hell executions. There is so much stuff in this game when it comes to customizing. Sometimes the rewards you get for leveling up your character sometimes seem endless even when you are a high reputation with that character already. There is tons of content in this game, there is so much to do, endless hours of fun, but at the same time, is it really fun when everyone you play with is a toxic cancer to you? I've thrown so many stuff across my living room because of this game. Well, no, not because of the game, because of the people that play this game. People will send you death threats just because of the character you play. People will do the stupidest things just because you press triangle a few times. And people will, like, just call you names online just because you beat them in a virtual world and they think that they're better than you, but really they're not, because they lost to you. And it's frustrating to see so many people drop this game just because the people that play it ruin it for everyone. With that being said, I still love this game and I hope you enjoyed the video.